Like, tell a little bit about what you said to me. That's something I said to you that I had no idea how the impact that it had.
Oh, huge.
So, tell me.
Okay. Well, there's actually two things.
This is good news.
Something else.
That makes it a little easier. Test.
Okay, before I say what he wants me to say, I'm going to say one real quick thing. A lot of you have told this already, but I asked a ton of questions. We all know that. One day, it was on a Sunday morning, and I Skyped him some questions, and he's responding. He said, I'll tell you more, I'll explain more later. I'm like, okay, because it's Sunday morning, I didn't expect him to respond to this. I'm just putting it in there thinking, yeah, okay, later. No, he responds right back, and he said, well, I'll explain more later, but this is the answer you're looking for. Okay. And then he said, I'm sorry, he felt really bad that he didn't go into a big explanation. And he explained, he was at brunch with friends after church, and he's answering my questions. I'm like, I asked him, I said, why are you talking to me answering questions when you're at brunch with friends and family on a Sunday morning? And you know what his response was? This just blew me away, and this is why I wanted to say this. Do you remember your response?
I don't remember this conversation.
Oh, I will never forget it. He said, because you asked. Because I asked. He took time out of his Sunday brunch. I mean, that is Apex. That is the legacy he started. I was amazed by that. Okay, now I'm going to tell you the story that he was wanting me to say. Okay. We were working on Trunkcatcher on a weekend, and I will never forget this. It is just so ingrained. Okay, so we're working on Trunkcatcher, and he's at one of Felicity's first rodeos. I don't think she was even performing yet. I think we were just watching. Yeah, I don't remember what, but anyway. And we were working on something. We kind of came up with this. He called me, and he's like, okay, well, here's what I came up with this. We're trying to find a solution to something, you know. And he said something to me that blew my mind. He said, well, you know what? You're going to go farther than most traders because you see patterns. That was one of my defining moments in my life, because that came from Daryl freaking Martin, who knows everything about trading. In my mind, I thought so at the time. But he knows everything, right? I mean, I was just there a few months, and I was like, oh my gosh, Daryl Martin said that. So I believed it. I totally believed him because he said it. It has to be true. And I credit that with so much of where I have become, because if you truly believe something, it will happen. And so I believed it because he said it. And that was a defining moment for me. Thank you.
Like
You changed my life.
I think she does see some patterns, doesn't she? Yeah. That's what we've seen this week.
So I think that's the one you wanted me to say.
It is. And then the one other thing is you had a goal,
Oh, okay.
which some people thought was funny and ridiculous. And you're like, no, it's going to happen. What was that goal? I didn't know she had this goal.
The first goal, I saw Daryl's first webinar, and this was before I joined Apex. I saw his first webinar, and there's a person here who can verify I actually said this. And I watched the webinar, and I called up a friend of mine, and I said, I'm going to be trading with that dude one day. And of course, Jeff kind of laughed at me, and he's like, yeah, sure. So we joined Apex, and we've had a few times where we've traded. I got to trade with Daryl Martin. Then the next step was, after I started to kind of help people a little bit, I was like, I'm going to be teaching with that dude one day. This is the weekend. It happened on stage with Daryl Martin. Oh my gosh.
But
There's two goals.
it's very awesome. I mean, she came in, started with very little, had the drive. And I noticed I had the drive, but I saw it as I was explaining things. She's like, oh, but what about this and this? And like, she just started seeing those. She had that intuition where she started seeing the patterns. And it grew from there, and then I told her, I challenged her. At first, you were really loud to me, but she was really quiet to everybody else. And I was like,
Can you imagine that?
if you want to, no. She came out of her shell. But like, if you want to become a great trader, I was like, you have to train other traders because it makes you define everything, become better. It's like I am the trader I am today because I teach, because I work with y'all. The feedback I get from y'all, the ideas that y'all bring, but also I have to challenge myself. I mean, I can't just make a training on trading psychology and just deliver that and walk away. I'm like, I have to really push myself to go, I have to make sure that y'all are going to walk away with actionable steps that you're going to be able to improve. Do you think that might help my own trading psychology massively? The process I went through making this training, obviously it wasn't just some bullet points. It was like diving into that so I can help you become better, made me a lot better. And I was telling Cameron that this morning when I walked in. I was like, man, I needed this. This is really, really good for me. And it really pushed my mind. And I go, these are some things I got to remember. These are some action steps. Because we got the little, sayings we say, and like, but how? And how do we get top of that? What do we do? So I challenge each one of you. Take what you're learning this weekend and the many things that you have learned, and don't just be in the room to just watch and be a bystander. Like, if you will get involved, being involved here helps you, right? So it just amplifies. And those of you in some of the small group rooms and mentor rooms, things like that, you're a lot better trader because of the result of that, because of your interaction. And so, when you see people and they're like, what is this? And I mean, you're going to see one of the same questions, right? What do y'all ask the same questions 1,000 times over, right? But what's going to happen? We're going to go in and somebody's going to be like, Richard, what is he going to be doing? Hamburger, right? Some new guy, what is a hamburger? Take the moment to teach it. It'll help you see it that much easier. And all you have to do is grab a screenshot, mark it up, and you see this, and this. That's what it is. Now that guy now can help other people out, and it keeps growing. Because there's no way, could I actually do everything that Apex does if I was like just a teacher? And would y'all become the traders you are if y'all weren't already interacting and working with each other? So just want to challenge you, follow that model right there, ask questions, and then seek to start helping people. You don't have to be the master of everything, but you're like, I know this. I can tell you what an ICR is. I can tell you what this is. And that's where it starts. Because the more you tell somebody what that ICR is, the more you're not going to miss those ICRs. Like it implants it really, really hard versus just watching it on a screen, seeing it a couple times, trying to look for them, and then call them out. You're not telling people they sell, how to buy, how much to risk, what to do. You're just saying, hey, I see this observation, and here it is. Think about if everybody in this room would start posting the observations from just what they learned this weekend. And you started posting that in the room. How badly would you want to be in that room now? Like, people were calling out all these different things that you could easily miss. You're going to be able to get more trading opportunities. It's like the more you dive in to help each other out and to make mistakes. Who was I talking to last night? It's like your son.
JP.
JP, yes.